All right. So we go to price changes, chapter 10. The effects of changes in demand. So when we talk about price, we already know that price is both on demand and supply. So as soon as price changes, what is the effect of that changes in price with demand? That is what we are talking about today. So here it said price changes when the market condition of demand and supply change. Changes in demand will cause a change in price and a movement along the supply curve. Figure 1, this figure shows the effect of an increase in demand initially. There's a shortage of XY. This shortage forces the price to move up. Look at it. There's a shortage between these graphs. XY, that's the shortage. Because of this shortage, what happens? Whenever there's shortage in the market, that means the demand is more than the supply. Automatically, prices will rise. That is what they are saying here. So, because of shortage in the market, price will automatically rise from P to P1. So, as soon as price rises, it does not affect supply. Yet, it's based on demand, which we're saying that the quantity demanded has fallen. It will increase from D to D1. Price will increase from P to P1. The quantity demanded will increase from D to D1. Do you get what we're talking about here?
Yes.
There's excess supply. There's excess demand in the market. Excess demand means that the quantity produced in the market is not enough for consumers. So what happens? Prices will rise from P to P1 based on the fact that the quantity demanded is increasing. So the quantity demanded has increased from D to D1. And the quantity will shift rightward or increase from Q, will expand from Q to Q1. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yes.
They said initially there is a shortage of XY, the shortage of XY. The quantity demanded in the market should be at Y, but the quantity available is at X. So the shortage is XY. Do you get it? Yes. So because there's a shortage of XY, what happens to price? Price will increase from P to P1 based on the fact that the quantity supplied in the market is not much. So as soon as price increases from P to P1, the demand curve will expand from D to D1. Then firms will be willing to supply more as the quantity will increase from Q to Q1. The shortage from D to D1. As a result of that, price will rise from P to P1. As soon as price rises, firms will be willing to supply more. Then the quantity supplied in the market will increase from Q to Q1. Do you get it?
Yes.
So the higher price encourages an extension in supply until the new equilibrium price of P1 is reached. At this price, demand and supply are equal again. For demand and supply to be equal, it has to be at P1, D1. We have equilibrium. So for the market to reach equilibrium again, price has to increase. Because if price does not increase, the market will still be at disequilibrium. There's excess demand in the market, which means there's disequilibrium in the market. Firms, the market can be controlled or corrected by increasing the price. If price increases, excess demand will reduce. Do you understand? Yes. So a new equilibrium will be reached only when we can increase the price as firms. So price will increase from P to P1 to meet at X, to meet at S. Then our quantity will expand from Q to Q1 because firms will not be willing to produce more without an increase in price. Do we get it?
Yes.
There's excess demand. Yes or no?
Yes.
So because there's excess demand, it means there's disequilibrium in the market. Prices have to change. So to change the price, because this becomes the problem of the suppliers. Consumers want the product, but the product is not available. That is why there's disequilibrium in the market. So to correct the disequilibrium, to correct it, we have to increase the price. Because it's only when price increases, firms will be willing to supply more to the market. So price will increase from P to P1. The quantity supplied to the market will extend from Q to Q1 so that we can meet D to D1. So the graph is logically like this. Let me pause this. So that's about that. So the effect of a decrease in demand. The effect of, okay, so if demand decreases, if the demand in the market decreases, that means firms will there will be excess supply. Yes or no?
Yes.
So at that point in time, what will firms do? Firms have to reduce their price from P to P1. As soon as they do that, there will be a new equilibrium based on a fall in price. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir.
They said the higher prices encourage an extension in supply until the new equilibrium price of P1 is reached. At this price, demand and supply are again equal. In contrast, a decrease in demand will cause a fall in price and a contraction in supply. So look at it here. A fall in price will only solve the problem of disequilibrium when there's excess supply. So when there's excess supply, the only thing firms can do is to reduce the price. So the new equilibrium will be at a fall in price. When there is excess demand, there must be a new higher price equilibrium. So the equilibrium price will be at a higher price.
Yes.
That is excess demand. For excess supply, here the supply is more than the demand. So for firms to be able to correct this disequilibrium, they have to lower the price. So price will fall from P to P1. And the quantity demanded will increase or will fall from D to D1. It has already fallen from D to D1. So for you to correct this, you have to reduce the price from P to P1. We are having more supply than demand. That means there's a contraction in the quantity demanded. So firms can only encourage consumers to buy only when the price is falling. So that is decrease in demand. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now I'm going to the effect of changes in supply. Yeah, we're talking about supply. Yeah. So changes in supply causes a change in price and a movement along the demand curve. Changes in supply cause a change in price and a movement along this demand curve. So if there's changes in supply, it will affect price, it will affect the movement of the demand curve or the supply curve. This surplus will drive down, okay, initially an increase in supply will cause a surplus. This surplus will drive down the price and result in an extension in demand. If price, an increase in price, an increase in supply will lead to excess supply, that means surplus. Yes or no?
Yes.
Surplus will drive down the price of a product. As price falls, the demand for a product will what? Will increase because the price has fallen. There's an increase in demand and there's an increase in supply from S to S1. Yes or no? Yes. So there is excess supply from A to B. Yes or no? Yes. Good. So for this excess supply, what will firms do? They have to reduce the price. So reducing the price from P to P1 would cover up for the excess of supply. Do you get it? Yes. So we'll have a new equilibrium at Q1 and P1. Before now, we have PQ and SS1. Yes or no?
Yes.
For us to be able to reduce this disequilibrium, we have to reduce the price from P to P1. Then from P to P1, we have a new graph that will meet at S1 and Q1. Do we get it?
Yes.
So the effect of an increase in supply, that's it. So when there's a decrease in supply will mean that price should rise. Do you get what I'm saying? when supply is decreasing in the market, prices will definitely rise. Because at that point in time, there's disequilibrium. And to correct this disequilibrium, you have to increase the price. So increasing the price from P to P1 will increase the quantity, increasing the price from P to P1 will also mean that our supply would reduce from S to S1. Please look at the graph. When we increase price from P to P1, our supply would reduce from S, because our supply has reduced from S to S1.
Yes.
So we have to increase the price. As soon as we increase the price, then what happens? The demand will increase. Before now, demand is decreasing. Supply is decreasing. So because supply is decreasing, we need to increase the price so that we can increase the quantity supplied in the market. They said a decrease in supply will have the opposite effect. It will cause a rise in price, which in turn cause a contraction in demand. Demand would fall when the price increases. So it might be as a result of, because the price is increasing, consumers do not want to buy. Demand will fall. So for firms to correct this, they have to reduce the price. Do we get it or not?
Yes.
A decrease in supply will have opposite effects. It will cause a rise in price. A rise in price will in turn lead to contraction in demand, because at that point in time, firms will not be willing to buy. But you have to note that, when price increases, demand will fall. But price is not just increasing. Price is increasing because there's decrease in supply. And the only time that firms will be willing to supply more is when the price is rising. That gives them the incentive to produce more. That is the point there. So changes in demand and supply. It is, of course, possible for both. Are you there? Changes in demand, 10.3.
Yes.
It is, of course, possible for both the conditions of demand and conditions of supply to change at the same time. In this case, the impact on market will depend on not only on the direction of the changes, but also on the size of the changes. For example, a report may come out stating that eating apples is good for people's health, and at the same time, that good weather contributes to a record harvest. So in this case, both demand and supply will increase. This will result in an increase in the quantity being bought and sold. The effect on price, however, will depend on the relative strength of shift in demand and supply. So the increase in demand being greater than the increase in supply, as a result, price rises. So what they are saying is this: sometimes demand and supply can increase. This is the way. They made an example of using apples. If with good advertisements, we understood that eating apple is good for the health. So the demand for apples would rise. Yes or no?
Yes.
With good weather condition, the supply of apple can also do what? Increase. Yes or no?
Yes.
So the demand for apple will increase, the supply of apple will increase, but not because of the price of apple. It is increasing because the weather condition has allowed us to be able to plant more apples, and they grow faster. So demand and supply is what? Increasing at the same time. Do you get it?
Yes.
So they said the effect on price, however, will depend on the relative strength of the shift in demand and supply. So the effect of price will be based on the strength of demand or the strength of supply. So if demand continues to rise, prices will increase. Do you get it? So we need to know the strength of demand and the strength of supply. The strength of supply goes to the weather condition. So supply will continue to increase if weather conditions improve. But if the weather conditions start declining, supply would fall. But there's possibility to have increase in demand at the same time as increase in supply, not because of price. Price will be determined by the strength of the shift in the demand and the strength of the shift in supply. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Changes in demand and supply there can be an increase in demand, there can be an increase in supply at the same time. This could be as a result of the level of income. It could be as a result of advertising. We're talking about causes, influences of increase in demand, like advertisement, fashion and taste, level of income, the price of substitutes, price of complements. So these reasons might make our demand to increase. And at the same time, in the same curve, in the same graph, our supply can also increase. But if this happens, price will be determined by the strength of demand and supply. So price is not determined by both yet, because we have a shift in the demand curve from D to D1. We have a shift in the supply curve from S to S1. The shift in demand curve from D to D1 is as a result of an increase in income. A shift in the supply curve from S to S1 was as a result of good weather conditions, was as a result of improvement in technology. So these things have happened. They happen based on other non-pricing factors. So to determine price here, the price will be determined by the strength of demand and supply. Is it clear? Good. So that's about that. So go to the questions. The diagram shows a change in the market for coffee. What could explain this change? A rise in the price of coffee, a rise in the price of tea. A successful advertisement campaign for tea, a health report indicated that drinking coffee can cause headaches.
The demand increased.
The demand of coffee increased from D to D1.
Yes. The price increased. What's the
What? It can be a rise in price.
no? It can't. A successful
Successful advertising campaign of tea for tea. So the answer is C. B, question 2. The diagram shows that the demand for and supply of a product, the initial equilibrium is at point X. These are the initial equilibrium at point X.
Yes.
Okay, the cost of raw material used to produce the product falls. Which point represents the new equilibrium? If the cost of raw material falls, supply will increase. Supply will increase from S to S1. Supply will increase from S to what? S1. At the same time, the price will fall towards what? So the new equilibrium would be
No, it's X. It's X. C.
Is it at C?
It shifts to rightward.
A rightward shift from S to S1.
Yes.
Okay.
B.
No, it's not D.
D.
Why is it D?
Demand falls and supply.
No.
No, they said
supply will shift rightward from S to S1.
Yes. That's it.
So what happens to demand? Demand stays the way it is.
So C. If it stays in the same.
It will stay, yeah.
So
So the answer is C, yes. Question 3. Which diagram best illustrates the effect of an increase in income on the market for an inferior goods? For an inferior goods.
Yes.
An increase in income for an inferior goods means that the quantities demanded in the market will fall. We said inferior goods are goods that we don't buy. The demand for such goods reduces when the level of income increases. So that means there's going to be a shift, a leftward shift in the demand for such goods.
B.
From D to D1.
Yes. B.
Yes. Yes. D to D1. B. Question 4. What effect will a decrease in supply of a product have on its price and demand? A decrease in supply.
Price will increase and demand will increase.
A decrease in supply
The price
on
will
its
increase.
price.
The price will increase. So it's either C or D.
What effect would a decrease in supply?
Decrease
Shortage.
supply. Yes, the shortage. So the price.
Price will rise.
So it's C or D.
Price will increase.
Yes.
Demand will
contract because so it's C.
It's C. Is it clear? So we end here. What's the topic?
This one.
Yeah. Price changes.
Price changes. Yeah.